All right, welcome to game one of the 2026 UHT St. Louis Ice Blast Tournament. This is game one for your Pekin AA Dragons. Today's opponent, Peoria Jr Mustangs, Team A. So we drove 3 hours to play the town next door. Anyway, Dragons are getting their warm-ups underway here down on this end. And we'll rip through the roster here real quick so you remember who everybody is. Let's see. Number 19, Grayson Blevins. Number 5, Sterling Burks. Number 11, Easton Cook. Number 7, Braxton Courts. Number 6, Duncan Hill. Number 48, Adelina Johnson. Number 16, Kian Ledbetter. Number 25, Jackson McCoy. Number 29, Nash Moldenauer. Number 33, Jet Nafziger. Number 77, Houston Richardson. Number 12, Noah Viviano. Pekin AA Dragons coaching staff consists of head coach Neil Viviano, assistant coaches Chip Hill and Barry Moldenauer. On the bench, Mr. Brian Blevins. And I'm not sure if we got a penalty box attendant just yet or not. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so the whole Pekin hockey organization, including the high school team, is down here in St. Louis this weekend. There's a couple tournaments going on. I think the high school and the 12U team are in a different tournament, but 8U, this 10U team, and 14. Hey, bud, hey, watch out, all right? 14U, I think, is in this tournament as well. So this game is our first game. Our second game is tomorrow night at 5:50 p.m. versus the Merrimack Sharks. One of those teams, I think it's the gray team that we're playing tomorrow, and then we'll play the other Merrimack Sharks team, which is a blue team, I think, on Monday morning at 8 a.m. So we got one game a day until Monday, and then we got two. So make sure you tune in for all those and follow along with all of the other Pekin hockey games here. I've got them all on a list in front of me. I don't have any of the scores so far, but I'll try and fill all those in tonight and get you updated on tomorrow's game. All right, looks like we should be underway here momentarily. All right, let's go Dragons. Game one starts now for your 10U AA Dragons. Starting lineup will be Braxton Courts at center, Easton Cook and Houston Richardson on the wings, Nash Moldenauer and Sterling Burks on defense, Addie Johnson in net. Goalie ready. Goalie ready. Zebras ready. And we're off. Courts for the face-off. Bust it through the neutral zone into the Junior Mustang zone. Dragons hold it in. No, they don't. Here comes Courts again in the neutral zone over on the far side. And Moldenauer busted up the far side boards. Back to Richardson. And he'll send it in to the Mustang zone. Mustangs send it back. Oh, Cookie almost picked off that pass. He's going to send it over to the near side. Tries to jam it into the Mustang zone. Just can't get it there, and they'll turn it around in the neutral zone. Enter into the Dragon zone up the near side. And cross-ice pass there. Got lost in some feet. And over to the back wall. And Burks strips that out of the neutral zone, or the crease there.
They don't have a goal yet, Mr. Nafsinger.
Oh, sorry about that.
Nice karma to start off the game.
I better fix the score. Happens all the time. I don't know. I didn't push the button. Ghosts, I tell you. Here comes Burks. Tries to slam it out of the Dragon zone and can't quite get it there. Here comes McCoy. Back up to the blue line again. Mustangs hold it in. Rocket one off of Grayson Blevins and back to McCoy, and he'll clear it out of the zone. Peoria gets there first, sends it back across the neutral zone. Jackson McCoy will hunt it down. And off the near side, down into the Mustang zone. Icing waved off. Duncan Hill goes back to meet him on the back wall, and Grayson Blevins comes in to help. Out to Grayson Blevins. Around the back of the Mustangs net. Oh, got interfered by the ref there. And back out to the neutral zone we come. Back to Nafsinger. Slams it up the far side. Back to Blevins, and he'll enter into the Mustang zone. Runs into some traffic there. And go all the way down to the back wall in the Dragon zone. McCoy and Nafsinger come back to meet him. Whoa! Save Johnson! 9:41 remaining in the first period. Still scoreless. Face off in the Dragon zone. Courts at center, Ledbetter and Richardson on the wing. Courts for the face-off, and he'll get around all of the Mustangs traffic, and he's off to the races. Courts for the breakaway, gets out front. Goal, Dragons! Courts goal, 9:31 remaining in the first. Dragons up by one, baby. And same forward lineup. Molnauer and Burks on defense. Courts for the face-off. Busts through some Mustangs traffic. Tries to tip it into the Mustang zone there. Courts will race back for it, and they'll carry it in up the near side down into the Mustang zone. And bust through some more traffic. Glove save. And they'll cover it up in the blue paint. 9:19 remaining in the first. Dragons up by one. Face-off in the Mustang zone. McCoy and Nafsinger on defense. Duncan Hill and Viviano on the wings, and Blevins for the face-off. And Mustangs push Grayson Blevins out of the face-off circle there, and they'll dump it back out to the neutral zone. Back to Nafsinger. Sends it up the far side boards, looking for Viviano, and they'll find him. He'll enter up the far side, down deep into the Mustang zone. Mustangs strip the puck, send it up the near side. And McCoy holds it in. No, he doesn't. Catches it in the neutral zone there. And Mustangs advance across the neutral zone. Nafsinger in a foot race for it onto the back wall there in the Dragon zone. And he got checked into there. It's like McCoy sent it up the slot there. Save Johnson. Ooh, and back to Duncan Hill on the near side. McCoy comes in to help. So does Grayson Blevins. And Blevins will come out with it, sends it around the back wall, looking for Viviano on the far side, and he'll find him. Dragons clear the zone. Mustangs race over for it in the neutral zone. Circle back. And here come the Mustangs. Dragons strip the puck, back to Courts on the far side, and he'll sneak it up. And Mustangs hold it in. Send another one up the slot. Kick save, Dragons. Yeah, we got a Dragons power play with 8:01 remaining in the first period. And we'll have a face-off in the Mustang zone. Blevins at center. Cook and Quartz on the wing. Moldenauer and Nafziger on defense. And Blevins for the face-off. Back to Mustangs knocked it back out to the neutral zone. And Jet let him into the zone there. Back to the back wall and go down on his knee there. Mustangs don't come out with it. Grayson Blevins does. Back to Nafziger in the far face-off circle. Can't control the puck, and he'll race it up the far side. Out to the neutral zone. Mustangs turn it around. Send it back in deep to the Dragon zone, and Moldenauer will race back for it. Sends it up the near side, and Cookie comes in. Nafziger sends it off the far side this time. And Mustangs send it in deep around the back of the net. And Nafziger kicks that one out of the way of the net there, and he'll race it up the near side this time. Back to Quartz in the neutral zone. Whoa. Back to Mustangs there. Nafziger, almost held it in. And back to Quartz again. He'll turn it around. Sends a shot. Save Mustangs. They'll cover it up in the blue paint. 11 seconds remaining on the Dragons power play. 6:42 remaining in the first period. Dragons up by 1. Face off in the Mustang zone. Blevins at center. Hill and Cookie on the wing. Blevins for the face-off. Back to Easton Cook. Sends a shot. Loose puck. And Duncan Hill had another crack at that rebound. Just couldn't crack the nut. 6 seconds left in the Dragons power play. Another face-off in the Mustang zone. And Blevins for the face-off. Back to Cook. And shot got deflected wide. And Nafziger back to Blevins. He'll send it off the far side boards. And Dragons can't enter into the Mustang zone. And Blevins back to Nafziger in the Dragon zone. He'll send it up the far side there. And we got a whistle on the play. Looks like offside Mustangs. Quartz at center, Richardson and Ledbetter on the wings, Moldenauer and Burks on defense. Quartz for the faceoff. Mustangs advance in. And can't get a shot off. Burks will drive it up. Ooh. And we got an arm up in the air there. Back to Quartz, back to Ledbetter. Delayed penalty on the Mustangs. Ledbetter. Back to Richardson. And another Dragons power play for a minute 30, 5:46 remaining in the first period. Dragons up by 1, face off in the Mustang zone. Blevins for the face off. And puck gets into some Mustangs traffic there. Back to Burks at the blue line, sends a shot. That went wide there, and Viviano will race it down on the far side. Blevins comes in to help. He'll strip that puck. Oh, right to McCoy in front of the net. Oh, back to Moldenauer at the blue line. He'll hold it in. Oh, dang it. Here it comes. Puck comes back out to the neutral zone. Moldenauer carries it in up the near side. shot from the face-off circle. Save Mustangs, and puck is loose. And looks like the referee must have thought they had it covered. Face-off in the Mustang zone. Courts at center, Blevins on the wing, and McCoy, and Burks and Knapsiger on the fence. From the face-off, whoa! Knapsiger tried to rocket one and bounced it off of a Mustangs player and out to the neutral zone, so Burksy will send it back in. Knapsiger, ow! Just can't hold it into the zone for some reason, and here come the Mustangs, and we got a delayed penalty. Looks like Knapsiger's going to go off for a minute 30 there on a tripping call. So we'll be 4-on-4 for 38 seconds.
Let's go, boys. Get back. That was clean and you know it. Hey, take down over there.
Look at my new mittens, Sylvia.
Courts at center. And Courts for the face-off. Sends it all the way out of the Dragon zone, and Blevins is in a foot race for it up the far side. And got lost in some Mustangs traffic. They'll turn it around in the neutral zone. Puck comes back into the Dragon zone. Over to Burks. He'll skate it behind the back of the Dragon's net. Over to the near side. Sends it up the near side boards, looking for Courts, and the Mustangs got in the way. Back to Burksy. And back to McCoy. Sends it out, looking for Courts up front, and he's in a foot race for it. And puck got lost in some feet. Ooh, Courts had a backhand attempt, went wide of the net, and back up to the neutral zone we go. To McCoy, broke that up for a second, and the Mustangs entered in offside. 4:07 remaining in the first period, 45 seconds remaining on the Knapsiger penalty. Face-off in the neutral zone. And Dragons up by 1. Blevins at center, Courts on the wing, Moldenauer and McCoy on defense. And Blevins drives it up the far side there. Mustangs knock it back, and we come back to Courts in the neutral zone. And back to McCoy. And here come the Mustangs up the near side into the Dragon zone. Back to Moldenauer. And back to Blevins, back to Courts. And he'll race it out across the neutral zone. Yeah. Courts comes back for it, all by himself there. I'm not sure what's going on. Burks got in the way of that one, and glove save, Johnson. 3:25 remaining in the first. Dragons up by 1. Face off in the Dragon zone. Duncan Hill at center. And Blevins on the wing. Blevins at center. And he'll knock it back to Duncan Hill in the far corner. Oh, send it over to Burks on the near side, right in front of the net there. And he'll race it up the near side boards. Looks like Dragons are back to full strength. Knapsiger's back on the ice. Cross ice pass to a Mustang, and they'll enter in up the far side. Back to Moldenauer. And back to Duncan Hill on the near side. Up the neutral zone. And Knapsiger got in the way of that. Back to Burks. And Mustangs enter back in. Moldenauer strips that puck. Oh, get it! Back to Burks on the near side, and back out across the neutral zone. Jacobazi will race that down for Peoria, and icing waved off. And Mustangs bring it back to neutral zone. Duncan Hill sends it off the near side back into the Mustang zone, and they'll race it down first. Back to McCoy up the near side. And back to Nafziger on the far side. Sends a shot up the slot. Oh, back to Moldenauer. Nope, that's McCoy at the blue line. Sends a shot. Right at some traffic in front of the net. Back to Moldenauer. And Mustangs racing across the neutral zone. Nafziger shoves it back into the neutral zone up to Grayson Blevins, and he'll enter in to the Mustang zone. Stops at the top of the face-off circle. Oh, blew a tire. Here come the Mustangs back to the neutral zone. Nafziger and Moldenauer back to defend. And Duncan Hill snuck in from behind, stripped the puck over to the near side and back to the neutral zone. And Nafziger tries to hunt it down. Top of the Dragon zone there. Moldenauer chases it down on the far side. Back to Courts. Oh, just couldn't turn it around quick enough there, and puck will go all the way to the Dragons' back wall. Jackson McCoy comes in first. He'll snag that puck. Oh, no! Blew a tire. And back to the neutral zone. Duncan Hill in hot pursuit. And puck comes all the way back to the back wall. And McCoy. Whoa! Take it easy here, Slick.
Hey, let's go, boys! Hey, turn it off!
Face off at center ice. 31.9 remaining in the first period. Courts slams it across the neutral zone, and Mustangs collect. Back to Moldenauer, and he'll carry it up the far side. And drags it in deep into the Mustang zone. Still hunting for it. Gets in front of the net. Sends a shot. Save Mustangs. And back up to Richardson at the blue line. Sends a shot. Oh, got deflected back to the back wall. Mustangs will send it off the near side. Back to Burks at the blue line. And they'll sneak it out. That's going to do it for the first period of play, folks. Dragons up by one after one period. All right, we'll rip through a few of our sponsors here. I'm under the weather today. Seems like I have been for 2 months, but got to try and catch my breath at the same time here. Hat trick sponsor, Mr. Kurt Nafziger, the coolest cousin ever up in Minnesota. Wagenbach Builders, construction company out of Tremont since 1980. You got a project, contact Wagenbach Builders at 309-925-5205 or wagenbachbuilders.com. Power Play sponsors 2121 Sports. Let us give you an edge. 309-241-0712 for professional skate sharpening, skate profiling, and skate repair. Contact Dan Engelbright. And you can also find them on Facebook. Ledbetter Insurance, trusted leader in auto, homeowners, and business insurance. 309-673-5544, ledbetterins.com. And we're back for period 2. Courts at center, Hill and Viviano on the wings, Nafziger and Burks on defense. And we're off. Courts for the face-off. Sends it across the face-off circle there, and Viviano snuck in from behind, almost poked it into the Mustang zone. He'll turn it around at center ice, though. And back to Burks, deep in the Dragon zone. Skates it behind the back of the Dragon's net and off the near side. And back to Courts. Back to Burks. Chases it down on the back wall again. And up to Duncan Hill. And Mustangs send a shot off the back of Burks' skate there. And back to Nafziger in the crease. He'll send it over to the near side. And Nafziger races across the neutral zone. And they're going to call offside. 11-12 remaining in the second period. Dragons up by 1, face off in the neutral zone. Blevins at center. Ledbetter and Cook on the wing. Blevins for the face-off. Sends it into the Mustang zone. Mustangs carry it out up the near side in the neutral zone and back to Grayson Blevins. He'll enter in. Got lost in some traffic there, and Mustangs bring it up the near side. Back to the neutral zone we go. Moldenauer. Cross-ice pass to McCoy. They'll carry it up the far side this time into the Mustang zone. And Mustangs send it back out. Moldenauer and Cook in a foot race for it. Cookie will get there first. And back to Blevins. And Blevins carries it across the neutral zone. Across center ice. Into the Mustang zone. And Ledbetter helped it out over the far side. Dragons hold it in. McCoy sends one in from the point there. And back out to the neutral zone we go. Moldenauer's in a foot race. Back to the neutral zone. Offside, Mustangs. 10-13 remaining in the second. Courts for the face-off. Mustangs send it in deep, and that's will stop that shot. Sends it back up to Courts at center ice. And Dragons enter in clean. Mustangs send it back out. Sterling Burks will stop that. Carries it across the neutral zone and up the far side. Sends a shot on goal. Ooh, Courts almost had the rebound. And back to Nafziger. Sends one up the slot there and back to the back wall. And Mustangs try to collect it on the far side, but the Dragons are there. And back to Viviano, looking for Courts, sends a shot through the crease. And back to Nafziger, top of the face-off circle. Dang it. Go! And Nafziger stays with him all the way down to the back wall. Tries to strip the puck. Just can't come out with it there. And back to Viviano. Strips it out of the crease, sends it up to Duncan Hill, and he's off to the races. Down into the Mustang zone. Oh, left the puck behind there on the back wall. Mustangs bring it back up the near side. And Burks will get there first. He'll skate it around the back of the Dragons net with a Mustang attached to him, and back to Blevins. Tries to send it over the far side. Goal, Mustang! Let's see what happened. It looked like it got lost in Natty's feet there. .8:38 remaining in the second period. Grayson Blevins at center, Easton Cook and Houston Richardson on the wing. McCoy and Moldenauer on defense. And Blevins for the face-off, sends it across the neutral zone. Mustangs fired it out of play at their own bench. Whoopsie. 8:34 remaining in the second period. And Blevins for the face-off, sends it over to the near side there. And back to Blevins, back to Richardson, back to Blevins again. And up the near side, Easton Cook will try to hunt it down. Puck comes back to Moldenauer in center ice. And he'll stick handle it right back in, up the near side. Tries to cut in, gets pushed down. No call. And over to McCoy up at the point on the far side. Whoa, left the puck behind. They'll slam it in deep to the back wall. And back up the near side we go. Moldenauer slams it back into Cookie. And tried to center one up. And here comes the Mustangs back across the neutral zone and fire a shot. Goal, Mustangs. Looks like it went off the crossbar there. Courts the center, Ledbetter and Cook. Nope, Ledbetter and Viviano on the wing. Burks and Knapziger on defense. Courts for the face-off, chips it across the neutral zone. Mustangs ship it back. Burks intercepts the puck, and he'll slam it into the Mustang zone. Ledbetter's in a foot race for it up the near side. And, whoa! Back to Ledbetter, sends a shot! Save, Mustangs, good try. Knapziger and Burks on defense. Ledbetter and Viviano on the wing. Courts for the face-off. And puck goes back to the far corner there. Mustangs carry it up far side. And we're offside, Dragons. 7:27 remaining in the second period. Face-off in the neutral zone. Dragons down by 1. And Courts for the face-off. Ooh, carried it in for a second there. Mustangs bust back out across the neutral zone with it. And Burks says, no, you don't. Sends it all the way down. Looks like it's going to be on net. And we'll have a face-off in the Mustang zone. Same forward lineup, same defenseman. Courts for the face-off. And back to Burks, sends a shot. Oh, got bounced off some Mustangs, it looked like. Knapziger will race over for it on the far side. Sends it back across the neutral zone. And Dragons come in after it. Oh, Ledbetter held it in for a second, but it bounced out. Dragons say, no, you don't. Well, ship it over to the near corner, and Burks will track it down behind the Dragons' net. Sends it up the near side for Ledbetter. And, oh! Puck stayed in the zone there, over to Knapziger on the far side, and he'll try to knock it out. Back to Burks. He'll send it out, and then Courts is out in front. He's going to go up and hunt that bad boy down. Cuts into the net, sends a shot. Oh, rebound. Back to Viviano. And Mustangs collect it behind their net, send it off the near side. And Knapziger strips that puck there, and he'll dangle around all the Mustangs and sends the puck back to the neutral zone. They'll send it back in, and Burks will hunt it down in the far corner. Sends it up to Richardson on the far side, and it'll advance across the neutral zone. Sends a shot. Oh, laser shot. And save. Mustangs back to Blevins. Ooh, sends it high and wide and over to Ledbetter. Back to Richardson. Sends another shot. Kick save. Mustangs. Another shot. Blevins. And loose in the crease. Ledbetter. Oh, and the Mustangs are going to cover that up. A rapid fire. What's going on? Looks like we got some matching penalties here, I hope. Yep, looks like it. Face-off. In the Mustang zone, Courts at center, Hill and Cook on the wing, Moldenauer and Knapziger on defense. Courts for the face-off. Mustangs send it up the near side. Moldenauer holds it in. And puck bounces over off the far side boards. Mustangs advance. Goal, Mustangs. Face off in the neutral, or at center ice. Dragons down by 2. 5:08 remaining in the second period. Courts at center, Hill and Cook on the wing, Burks and Moldenauer on defense.
Hey, let's go!
And courts for the face-off. Ooh. Oh, he almost won that one there. Here come the Mustangs. They'll shove it into the back wall. Moldenauer's in a foot race for it. Back to the near corner. And courts will come out with it. Oh, back to Hill. Snuck it through some traffic there. Mustangs turn it around at center ice. Get the puck! And Moldenauer stops that in the slot, carries it out to the neutral zone. All the way down. Backhand pass. Cook! Oh, dang! Beautiful pass. And back to Burks. Yeah, he'll hold it in. Back to Duncan Hill. Turns it around, brings it over the near side, and all the way down. Pass it up to Courts. Sends a shot through the crease there and over off the far side. Easton Cook. Yeah, we got a delayed penalty here, it looks like. Maybe? Nope. 4:03 left to go in the second period. Dragons down by 2. Face off in the Mustang zone. I'm not sure what's going on over here. We got something wrong with the clock. Courts for the face-off. Back to Moldenauer at the blue line. Sends a shot up the slot. Oh, got deflected, and Mustangs send it up the far boards and out. Burks in a foot race for it. Lifted a little stick there, and whoa! Save. Oh, went off the side of the net there. Dang it! Dragons down by 3. 3:41 left to go in the second. Blevins at center. Viviano and Richardson on the wing. Nafziger and Burks on defense. And Blevins for the face-off. Over to Viviano. Back to Blevins. And Mustangs fired it off one another. And back to Nafziger and Blevins again, and he'll enter in. Races it into the Mustang zone. Got the puck stripped, and Mustangs advance back. Back to Nafziger. And sends it in up to Blevins there. Mustangs send it out. Get it! And back to Nafziger in the near corner. Skates it around the back of the Dragons net. All the way down. Into the Mustang zone. Sends a shot. Oh, dang. Rebounder. Richardson there, and back to Burks from the point. Sends a shot in, and that bounces off of a Mustang. Nafziger keeps it in for a second, and then Mustangs carry back out. Burks back to defend. Blevins is at their heels. Save Johnson. Back to Nafziger up the near side. Richardson tries to hunt it down. And back to Nafziger. Carries it in up the near side. Sends a shot, and that'll bounce wide. And here come the Mustangs back into the neutral zone. Burks strips the puck. Sends it back up into the neutral zone. Carries it up in the neutral zone. Looking for a pass to Courts. Offside. Dragons. Dang it. Courts the center for the face-off, and he'll dump it in. Mustangs can't control the puck there, and Cook back to Courts. He's going to send a shot. Oh, dang, just a little bit wider than post there. And puck comes back across the neutral zone to Burks. Sends it up the near side, back to Courts, and he'll enter in. Lost it in the feet there. Back to Duncan Hill, gets it back to him. And back to Burks on the far side. Sends a shot. And Mustangs will stop that in the face-off circle. And Moldenauer is going to foot race for it all the way down. Icing waved off. And he'll send it up the near side. Back to Courts. Cross ice pass to Duncan Hill. And he'll carry it up the far side across the neutral zone. Here come the Mustangs back in. Send a shot from the face-off circle, and that'll go wide over to the near side. 1 minute left in the second period. And Mustangs carry it back in, offside. .1 seconds remaining in the first period, or second period, I'm sorry. Dragons down by 3. Blevins for the face-off. And he'll send it off the near side boards. Mustangs get there first. They'll send it back out. And Ledbetter up to Richardson. He'll dump it in. Mustangs turn it around. Back to Nafziger. Dangles around everybody and carries it in. Sends a shot from the face-off circle, high and wide, over to the far side, over to Blevins. And Blevins strips that puck. Ledbetter goes in after it. Back to Blevins. Oh, fanned on the shot there. Didn't have any gas on it. And here come the Mustangs back to center ice. And Moldenauer back to defend. He'll stop that shot. Whoa. Ooh, save Johnson. And the puck is right where we don't want it. And Blevins will stop that shot. That's going to do it for the second period, folks. All right, Mr. Toett's Record Service. Out of Peoria, Illinois, established in 2012, 309-360-3123. Mr. Toett's RecordService.com. Mike and Sandy Robertson, Wayne and Aaron Woods. And Slapshot sponsors for the season, Mackinac IGA, friendly small-town grocery store with so much more. Stop in and tell them the Pekin 10U AA Dragons sent you. Check them out on MackinacIGA.com. Ryan Powers, attorney at law. Contact Powers Law at 309-349-3835. Skin Deep Labute, specializing in Botox fillers and hair removal. You can find them on Facebook. They're located in Morton, Illinois. And you can call them at 309-453-9997. SL Audio and Lighting, established in 2018. Professional sound and lighting for live music and events. Contact them on Facebook or 309-349-6308. And then we have Todd's Touch Lawn Care out of Bellevue, servicing the Peoria area. Call them at 309-657-0995. As always, Sean and Laura Garrett, John King, House of Kyler, Jim and Sue Nafziger, Mark and Sue Wells, and Jason Jones approves. Blevins for the face-off. Final period regulation starts now. Ledbetter, and back to Mustangs. They'll carry it in up the far side. And Burks comes back to meet him on the back wall there. Puck's loose in the face-off circle. Comes out to a Peoria player. He'll rocket one up the slot. Save Johnson. And back to Moldenauer on the back wall. Sends it off the far side, looking for Houston Richardson, and he finds him. Sends it back to the neutral zone, and here come the Mustangs. And back to Burks. Sends it up to the neutral zone, back to the Mustangs. And they'll enter back in up the far side. There, here comes Blevins through some Mustangs traffic into the neutral zone. And he'll slam that puck a little further, and they'll bring it up the near side boards and send it all the way down to Sterling Burks. He'll send that back out to the neutral zone. And Mustangs tip it back in all the way to the back wall. Nafziger will get there first. Yeah, right back up to the neutral zone we come. 2 guys to beat. And back to the face-off circle. Sends a shot. Save. Mustangs. Face-off in the Mustang zone. 10:29 remaining in regulation. Dragons down by 3 goals. Face-off in the Mustang zone. Courts at center, Cook and Hill on the wing. Nafziger and Moldenauer on defense. Moldenauer back to Nafziger and over to the near side. Duncan Hill will race it down. Whoop. And Mustangs fired one off Easton Cook. He'll hold it in the zone for a minute and back out to the neutral zone we go. Nafziger will win that foot race back to the back wall. And back up to Braxton Courts. Racing across the neutral zone. Tries to send it through the feet of a Mustang there, and they'll send it back out. Moldenauer stops it on the near side there and tried to send it up to Easton Cook. Looks like he'll send it in, and he'll hold it in. And back to the neutral zone. Back to Moldenauer. And back to Cookie. Back to Moldenauer again. And back to Cookie. Glove save, Mustangs, loose puck. Still behind the net, go, go, go. Shoot it. And Moldenauer for a shot. Got through the first wave of traffic there. Back to Nafziger at the point. Fires one in and Duncan Hill, loose puck. Oh, Blevins lifted that one wide over the net. Nafziger holds it in at the blue line. Back to Blevins. Top of the face-off circle. Shot. And back to Blevins again. Whoa, save Mustangs. Back to Mustangs carry it up the near side. Moldenauer holds it in. Back to Nafziger. They'll race it down deep in the Dragon zone. And around the back of the Dragon's net. Dangles through all the Mustangs traffic. Back across the neutral zone we go. And sends a shot off of the Mustang player. Puck's loose. And back to Blevins at the point. Holds it in. Advances forward. And puck's loose in the slot of Blevins. Blevins breaks it free there again. Nafziger sends another pass up the slot. And we're back out to the neutral zone again. Nafziger sends it back into the Mustang zone. Mustangs peel it right back out. Here comes Nafziger again. And Mustangs advance. Moldenauer breaks that up, gets it back to Courts. Courts got stripped there. And back to Courts again. Back out to the neutral zone, cross center ice. And he got stripped again. And across the neutral zone, Mustangs advance in. Nafziger back to defend. He'll slap it back up to another Mustang at the blue line and back over to Duncan Hill. Races it across the neutral zone with speed. And he'll send it off the back wall. And back to the Mustangs in the neutral zone. Burks back to defend. Mustangs pass it off the boards to themselves there. Loose puck in the slot. Save Johnson. And up to Richardson. Puck's out in front. Blevins is in a foot race for it. Back to Richardson again. And that puck will get deflected over to the far side. Whoa! Save Johnson. And looks like Burks or Moldenauer peeled it out of the crease there. Oh, back to Blevins. Fend on the pass. And save Johnson. Thank goodness. Back to a Mustang at the blue line. Sends one off the back wall and over to the near side. Another one through the crease. Over to the far boards. And Moldenauer broke that up. Back to Richardson, and they'll tee it off across the neutral zone. Icing waved off. And Mustangs get there first. And Richardson stripped that puck. Back to Burks. Cross ice pass to McCoy on the far side. And pass to Blevins. He'll track it down and scrape it in. And here come the Mustangs. Uh-oh. McCoy strips the puck over to the near side. And back up near side boards. Back out to the neutral zone to Richardson. Yeah. Peoria parents are louder than most parents, I think. And that's good. Enthusiastic crowd. Back to McCoy. He'll set it up the near side, or far side rather, all the way to the back wall. And Blevins comes in after it. Puck gets sent up the near side boards. 5 minutes remaining in regulation. And here come the Mustangs across the neutral zone. And we got save Johnson. Get the puck. Get it. Yeah, geez, just can't clear the zone there. Richardson finally tees it off into the neutral zone again. And back to Ledbetter. Back up to Richardson, and he'll come in after it. Yeah, he'll find it. No, he won't. Nafziger holds it in. Shot from the top of the face-off circle, and that got deflected. Puck comes over to the near side. Back to Burks. And that'll get poke checked to the back wall. Nafziger sent it off the near side, and Sterling Burks comes in after it. Nafziger peels that one out of the crease after Johnson made the save there. And Nafziger and Blevins battling in the far corner for it. Back to Blevins. He'll come out with it. Back up to Courts, and he'll tip it out. And he's in a foot race for it. Looks like he's going to get there. Save Mustangs. Loose puck. And back to Cookie. Off the near side, or far side rather, and then puck comes over to the near side this time for Duncan Hill. And here come the Mustangs. 3 minutes remaining in regulation here, 3:04 to be exact. All right, face off in the Mustang zone. Courts at center. Duncan Hill and Easton Cook on the wings. Moldenauer and Burks on defense. Cookie sends a shot wide. And Duncan Hill threw it back in the crease there. Save Mustangs. 2:56 remaining in regulation. Courts for the face-off. Puck goes over the far side. Mustangs clear it all the way out, and that'll be an icing call. And we'll go back to where we started. Courts for the face-off. Puck comes back to Moldenauer. Rockets one from the top of the face-off circle. Ooh, and over the near side there. Courts tried to center one up. Duncan Hill chases after it. Burks holds it in at the blue line. Back to Duncan Hill. And back to Burks. Sends it back to the neutral zone. Duncan Hill comes in after it. Oh! All right, Blevins for the face-off. Mustangs send it all the way down to the back wall behind the Dragons net, and Nafziger will come in after it. Sends it up the far side. Mustangs stop it. Advance towards the net. Save Johnson! 1:37 remaining in regulation. Dragons down by 3. Face-off in the Dragon zone. Hey, don't step on my coat. What the hell? All right, Nafziger brings the puck all the way into the Mustang zone up the far side. Got a whole squad on him. Sends one through the crease there, and Viviano will chase it down. Back to Blevins at the, ooh, dang it. Here comes 2 Mustangs. And Blevins will send it over off the far side. To Nafziger, sends it back out to the neutral zone. And here come the Mustangs back in. Nafziger caught in their face there, and Burks will send it out to the neutral zone. Go get it! Way too much coasting in this game here. Richardson drives it back to the back wall. And back to Nafziger offside. Dragons 34.8 face off in the neutral zone.
Let's go, boys!
Courts for the face off, and over to Duncan Hill. He'll battle for it in the neutral zone there, and open ice, and puck bounces off the near side. 25 seconds left in the game. Back to Moldenauer. Dangles around a whole bunch of Mustang players and just can't free up the puck there. McCoy comes back for it. And McCoy carries it all in up the near side there. Mustangs strip the puck, and they're back in the neutral zone with it. That's it. Dragons defeated in Game 1 of 2026 UHT St. Louis Ice Blast by a score of 4-1 against the Peoria Jr. Mustangs. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 5:50 p.m. for game number 2 for your 10U AA Dragons. Dragons and Mustangs line up at center ice for the congratulatory fist bump. And we'll try our luck tomorrow. Thanks for watching, folks. 33's Daddy signing off. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:50. Let's go, Dragons!